Shalom, Yasharel, scattered to the four corners, and giving all praises and glory to the great I am.
Hi, shalom, shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray because you are our saviors. You the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live in this land, not the Jewish people, it's you. You were stolen from Africa, they deceived you, they told you that you are slaves, but you actually the children of Israel. And it's time just to come back. Come for your people, come back for us, come back for the whole Gentiles, because only you gonna save us. So please come back to Zion.
For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Yasharel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place. And the house of Yasharel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and for handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. These are the profound words of the Almighty to his covenant children that will last forever and ever and ever. There is just one thing about this. We as a people must be on par with the Almighty and with his commandments, laws, and statutes. You may not realize it, and you might not even care, but the heathens, our enemies, the enemies of the true Israelites, are literally scared out of their minds. Now, they might not act like it. They might not show it. But deep down, they know that the guilt is so deep. And the first thing that a person will do when they're in total panic fear, they will try to cover up the evidence. That means they will kill. They will do anything they can to quiet you, or to make it like it never existed. That's just how deep the guilt is. And this has been going on for centuries. Now, let me give you a quick refresher on how the ancients feared our forefathers. See, whenever we were in total obedience to the Almighty, man, those nations, they feared us to the core. So let's look at Joshua chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 8. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. And she said unto the men, I know that Yahweh has given you the land. Now, for those of you who are new, this is the land that after we came out of the wilderness, we're going into Canaan land. This is right before we had to drive all those heathens out of the land that the Most High was getting ready to give to us. And it goes on to say, and that your terror is fallen upon us. Y'all hear that? Your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. Now you gotta be, to be in that state of mind where they are so scared to the point of faint. That lets you know how powerful the Almighty is when it comes to his people. See, we don't have that now, but it's going to happen. The Most High is going to elevate it to that point, but we have to go through what we have to go through for now. All right, let's look at verse 10. And it says, for we have heard how Yahweh dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when ye came out of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, and what ye did unto the two kings of the Amorites, that were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And verse 11, and as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For Yahweh, he is Elohim in heaven above and in earth beneath. So this goes to show you, throughout the Torah, how other nations feared Yasharel. I mean, literally, they feared. So whenever we obeyed the Almighty, I mean, the fear were always upon the other nations. They dared not mess with the children of Israel. And that's how you know who the true children of the Almighty is. Now, as far as those impostors that are over in the land, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. They're getting ready to get the business. And if you think they're getting the business now, you ain't seen nothing yet. The Most High is just setting it up for the kill. You don't got to worry. You don't have to worry about how the Most High is going to do it. What matters is he said in his word that he is going to bring destruction upon our enemies. You know what's so crazy is that the masses are so concerned what's going on in Gaza. Oh my goodness, the little babies are dying. Look at they're so sad that those people, you got to stop that stuff. You got to stop that mess. Because every time when it comes to other people, everybody wants to have pity. But when it comes to our people, have we not forgotten about the Arab slave trade? We're talking about millions. We're talking about over 150 million strong. All right, succumb to all kinds of abuse. Many of the men were castrated, all kinds of suffering. Yeah, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to deal with that. But you want to talk about a few babies that are dying in Gaza. But yet everybody wants to ignore the true Holocaust that happened to my people. And we're just talking about the Arab slave trade by itself. We're not even including the transatlantic slave trade, but just the Arab slave trade itself, which is known as the sub-Saharan slave trade. We're talking over 150 million strong. And you wonder why they're getting that business from the Most High over there right now. And you know what's happening right there, what's happening over there right now, is this light stuff. That's light. That's not even the beginning yet. You know how much damage the other nations have done to our people. We are the most underrated people on the face of the earth when it comes to abuse, torture, rape, slavery, you name it. But yet everybody wants to focus on these other nations out there. When they die, it's all of a sudden it's terrible. It's sad. But people constantly ignore the fact, fail to realize, you know how many Negroes died at the hands of these nations? The Arabs, anybody who participated are going to pay. The Almighty does not forget. They're going to get that work. And every single nation that took part in our captivity, as well as benefited from it, they're going to get that work. There's a reason why there's going to be a thousand year rest day. Yes, and there's a reason why the Most High is going to allow us to keep them in captivity for 1,000 years. Because when you read the book of Joel, towards the end of that, they're going to be trying to turn their plows into weapons and all kinds of stuff. Because they know, these world elites, they know what's coming. The guilt of these other nations upon our people, and this is why they want to eradicate us. This is why when people go into panic mode, the scripture says, why do the heathen rage? They rage because they fear. They know that we're going to do do to them what they did to us. but it's what the Most High is going to do. See, that's the part they forget. He that leadeth in the captivity will go into captivity, and it's going to be 10 times worse for them. So, let them have their kingdom. They're supposed to be racist towards you, Yasharel. What you expect? They're supposed to be unjust towards you. That's their nature. This is their world. Let them have their fun. Because guess what? We're going to be doing 10 times worse on them. So let them have their fun. Let them have their glory. Let them have their kingdom. Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. And it goes on to say, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, these other nations. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. So yes, we were meant to be punished by the Almighty. Yes, the Most High put us into captivity. But know this, these other nations, these serpent devil seeds, these non-melanated, non-created, these people have benefited every inch of our demise. And they are going to have the hellest of hell to pay. So with that being said, Zion, let's get our acts together. Let's make sure we're working out our salvation with fear and trembling. And most importantly, let's make haste to get back to these laws, commandments, and statutes, because that is our power. And never forget this. If you don't learn anything else from this talk I just had with you, when we make haste to keep our Abba's laws, commandments, and statutes, that is when he is going to be our battle staff. And you better believe it. But we got to get it right. Don't worry about the brothers and the sisters that want to continue to be wicked. Let them be wicked. Don't worry about them. You worry about getting your act together. You worry about being that light. You're the one who heard the voice. You're the sheep that heard the call. So you keep these commandments. For him that knoweth to do good and do it not is sin. So once you know better, Yasharel, it's time to act. So with that being said, I'm going to bid you a hearty shalom and stay strong. I leave you at Revelations 14:12.